And we live on my baby. Good morning, top of the top. Hoping nobody fucking with y'all, but if they is, fuck back. My baby. Let's get this started. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if we got some people that's gonna tap in this morning. You feel me? I thought it was gonna be cold down here. Low key feel kind of decent. My baby. My boy Trap got fours, man.
Very dry, tight, sensitive skin? Relieve it in 60 seconds with Aveeno Skin Relief with soothing triple oat complex.
He's actually confirming.
Early morning with it, man. What's the deal, White Napkin Club? What it do? What's the word? Good morning, top of the top. Hope ain't nobody fucking with y'all, but if they is, fuck back on my baby. If they is, fuck back. All right, let me get into this motherfucking D4D case, man. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I still don't understand why he ain't been locked up yet, gang. On my baby. What are we doing? What's going on? Like, on some real shit. Shout out to Trap Lord Ross.
Alright people, I'm back with another Village David update, and there's another interesting story going around that some people might think could be giving a little bit of background information to what happened, what was the series of events that led up to David being found with the body of 14-year-old Celeste in his mansion. Was visited by police just 2 months before Teen was found dead. Now, but it says mystery thickens. David's LA rental mansion visited by police after late night 911 call 2 months before teen Celeste Rivas was found dead. Officers were called out to his lavish Hollywood Hills rental in July. This is very interesting. So police paid a visit to singer David Los Angeles, renting a trunk of his car, 14-year-old really. The police investigation into Celeste Rivas' death has been dragging on for 6 weeks, and no arrests have been made.
Which is blowing me. I'm not gonna lie.
Let's get to it. It says they've confirmed that she was a teen runaway as she was reported missing a year before her tragic death. While sources claim to the US Sun, her family's $7 million home in the Hollywood Hills with 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms for the star, priced at $20,000 a month. The US Sun obtained information for a Freedom of Information request showing a neighbor called 911 on Sunday, July the 20th, 2025. The call was made around 4:38 a.m. regarding a public nuisance complaint, but the police didn't arrive to the home until 8:57 a.m. Okay, so what was going on in the home? It says a spokesperson for the LAPD said the noise problem was regarding the loud music being played all night long through the early hours, 4:30 a.m. all the way till the police turned up. Okay, but apparently When the police eventually got to the house, the situation was about police, and the star moved out of the home. And it goes on to explain a lot of the stuff that we already knew there. Now, I think this is kind of interesting, you know, what was going on in the house? The police were being called there, the neighbors were concerned. It says music was playing very loud. Now look, that music, who knows? People that are out of their minds at 4:30 a.m. playing loud music sometimes get up to. You guys can be the judge of that, okay? You guys can answer that.
Could have just
Let's
been
see what
chilling.
people think of it. So you got people here in the comments. It says speculation. Were they having a big argument? Was Celeste screaming on the roof terrace? Did David blast music to drown out there? And it didn't lead to any kind of case. Maybe with the Freedom of Information Act, they might actually be able to get their hands on that footage. Some David body cam footage would be crazy to look at and see what the kind of vibe was around this time. People saying, I wonder if the calls will be made public. I'd like to know what the complaints were about verbatim. Probably SF2. So another big piece of information that's been circulating over the past day or so is saying it's officially confirmed private investigator Steve Fisher has been retained by Maldon Trifonovich in the Celeste Rivas ongoing investigation. Now, if you didn't know, Maldon is the owner of the Hollywood Hills mansion that David was staying in. So apparently, okay, he is actually confirming, he is retaining officially the services of private investigator Steve Fisher, and he is trying to get to the bottom privately of what was going on.
Okay, so he trying to work with the police and help. That's what's up.
Spending money to retain the PI though. People saying maybe he wants to know if the murder actually occurred there, because he would have to disclose that to the future renters. Looks like California law even requires disclosure if death occurred within the last 3 years. So it sounds like the landlord is actually desperate to get to the bottom of this, and it might even be required by law for him to actually find out what's going on. Another interesting tidbit relating to the mansion is that it's been reported in about 14 hours ago, LAPD confirmed by the homeowner. Okay, it says the owner of the house, Maldon Trifonovich, tells the external cameras would show anyone who went in or out of the house, so the footage could help cops track Celeste's movements leading up to her demise. There was a lot of debate as to whether these cameras would have been rolling at the time, whether they actually captured anything interesting, and it seems like they were capturing some footage, and that's been handed over to the LAPD. Now, this is the full article by TMZ. It's called Cops Have Rental Home Security Vids. Was Celeste there before her death? This is pretty major, to be honest. I'm surprised more people haven't picked up on this. It says LAPD is sitting on a potential gold mine in the David investigation. Surveillance videos from the singer's Hollywood Hills rental home that could reveal whether Celeste Rivas was there prior to her mysterious death. TMZ has now learned that the cops seized all the footage from multiple security cameras at the house last month while executing a search warrant. The owner of the house, Maldon Trifonovich, I've got to work on pronouncing, leading up to her demise. And it's pointing out here that there's a couple of security cameras. That's a couple of cameras, okay? And we're finding out that, you know, Tesla keys the footage himself because he intentionally did not have access to the cameras to allow his renters privacy. So he personally has no idea if Celeste has ever been in that, or was ever in the house. He said that he asked LAPD for a copy of the warrant and itemized.
But it was neighbors that came out and said that they seen
investigator to look into Celeste's death. He says his PI is still very early on in his investigation and has nothing new to share yet. But back over here in the comments about this article of the LAPD having the tapes that was in TMZ, people have got some interesting analysis. It says, so LAPD keeps this info private for a reason. Now the person that drove that Tesla is absolutely sure should shut his yap. Like, what?
What the fuck?
I literally got talked down and downvoted because of the same comment, but people are saying, hey man, it's important. Even TMZ is in a drought if they're reporting the obvious. They obtained everything needed from his house or near his house almost a month ago. I feel like it's actually useful that they did mention that, okay? But people saying, thank you, I can't fathom people genuinely thinking they don't have CCTV footage, phone records, etc. already just because they haven't publicly announced it. They had most of it within 72 hours. It's not shocking or weird that they didn't announce having it. Do people expect a daily statement detailing what new evidence is in the LAPD's possession? This person said, whoever of the LAPD's long list of suspects, anyone who visited the house in the last few months, happens to go missing today, then they know they got the right one. This is some reaction also in David too, just to the fact that the landlord is hiring a private investigator. So David's previous California landlord hired PI. I just want to know, do you guys think if this private investigator finds out more and releases information, will it have a negative impact on the detective's case? Will it do more bad than good, or do y'all believe it's a good thing that someone else is looking into this?
Lil Ross, bro, turning into Reddit Ross around this bitch on my baby. That's all this nigga be reading from, like.
David driving a Kia K4LX with California dealer plates in Houston on December the 22nd, 2024. Is the LAPD and FBI investigating possible involvement of this vehicle in the death or disappearance of Celeste? And it shows, this is a video of David, you know, he's doing some little promo or something, some video giveaway thing. Multiple cars, but people are trying to track this car. They're trying to find out if this means anything. They got the plate, they got a little bit too much information, if you ask me, man. David, we're not going to over-egg this, but I did think this was interesting. They're saying more bodies have been found in LA junkyard. So this is a new article from KTLA5. It says unknown number of human remains have been found in a desert junkyard in LA County. Alright, you can see some footage up here of cars in the desert, looking at some human remains that were found in a car junkyard. And there's been a lot of speculation in the comments as to whether this is something going on where people are abandoning cars and hoping they get crushed, and apparently that's a way that you can actually get rid of a body these days. Who knows how many people got away with that? You wouldn't actually know. It says that an unknown number of human remains were recovered from a makeshift desert junkyard in the Antelope Valley. Authorities said that the dog found what appeared to be a human skull
What the fuck?
at a site located near 124th Street. A large crew of medical examiners responded to the property, SUV and a large storage container. So they looked into the whole situation. You know, they're saying that it could be potentially multiple sets of human remains. And it says this is the third instance in this year in which human remains have been recovered in what appears to be suspicious circumstances. And then it talks about those other two cases. It talks about the Celeste case and also that other case in the junkyard where a 52-year-old woman, not junkyard, a tow yard, sorry, where a 52-year-old woman has actually been arrested in connection with that investigation. And a lot of people are saying in the comments,
52? What the fuck going on in Cali?
It's been a popular place to dump bodies, especially for gold, probably a few. So that is super creepy. I do think that these are some interesting updates. The fact that it's been confirmed that the LAPD have all of the footage.
Man, this ain't no motherfucking update, man. You got me lying to people. What else we got on here, man? Now this is crazy. Mississippi teen killed with 2 guns in both hands trying to rob his own friends. Lord Jesus. Let me change the title.
$1 million in rewards with Fantastic Spin Supercharged. Fanatics Casino.
Shout out to the family. Grenada. They go down in Mississippi.
And 4 juveniles are facing charges connected to the teen. Side of the fact that Aiden Reno's death comes just 2 weeks after Delta State University freshman Trey Reed, also from Grenada, was found dead hanging from a tree on the campus.
Oh yeah, I seen that. That was weird.
Tuesday's preliminary hearing providing little comfort for the victim's mother.
Everybody in there can look at their child, their brother. I can't look at mine.
Courtney's weapon in each hand when he was found.
Damn.
The mother trying to process Tuesday's testimony.
Oh, that's his mama.
Because God gets the last say. We don't have no power. My son shouldn't have did what he did, but he didn't deserve to die.
Oh my God. Your son didn't dumbest motherfucker in the world. What the fuck are she? What the fuck? What is she talking about? This nigga tried to rob somebody.
God gets the last say.
He was about to be God. Stupid.
What not to do. I know a lot of times we cover stories where somebody just at the wrong place at the wrong
Let's just
time.
listen and see.
Not even the intended target. But in today's story, it's different. We're talking about a situation where the alleged aggressor ended up being the alleged victim. But stay with me, fam, because this incident also involved a high school football player, what makes this even more. In Mississippi, one happened during a football game.
I watched that.
Multiple people has been arrested, and I figure we'll later discuss in this video as well. But even though we don't know the trickle-down effect with that situation to the mass shootings, even if it is one, because of the similarities and in the same state, I figure we bring it to you guys' attention. Not to mention the details in this case alone was mind-boggling. You're talking about a young man who, according to his parents, was an outstanding athlete in high school. But according to police, a couple weeks after he lost his life, the witnesses say he lost his life trying to rob his own friends. Allegedly, which we are
Allegedly.
discussing. And according to authorities, I'll let you know out the gate, this man died with 2 firearms, one on each side. We don't know if it was planned, and we don't know.
This is crazy as
but we
fuck.
out here to go over the black and white while paying our respects. And hopefully somebody can learn from this. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember.
I don't give you no angles.
I
just give you the story. Shout out to the family.
Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. Now, before we get into the details of the incident, let's talk about where we're going to today. Grenada, Mississippi. You see, Grenada sits in the middle of the North
Grenada.
Mississippi.
Why is it so low?
Jackson. 2 major cities that have been shaping the culture, the economy, and sadly, a lot of the violence in between. It's a small town. It's about 12,000 people. But like a lot of Mississippi towns, it's proud of its football programs, its schools, and its
On a nut.
Greenville, Sharkey County, Canton, and even Greenwood, all towns just an hour or two within Grenada. And that's what's scary. You can almost draw a circle on the map, and Grenada is sitting right in the middle of it all. You hear not necessarily by people, but by environment. Same school, same pressure, same age groups. These kids all chasing dreams. Sports, music, money, and getting caught up in gunplay before graduation. Now, Grenada's chief last year said, our biggest problem right now is kids getting guns before they get driver license. And that tells you everything you need to know about where the culture is going. So let's stay eggs. Are we dealing with isolated incidents, or is this all part of a bigger problem in Mississippi? So now we got that out the way. The Grenada High School football player was found deceased on September 22nd, 2025, according to the Grenada Police Department. The GPD said the body was found
My baby mama's birthday.
area next to Honeytown Park in the 700 block of Lee Avenue at 11:41 p.m. The Grenada County Coroner's Office identified the body as Aiden Reno, a junior at Grenada. Reno was just 16 years old and was a defensive back on the Grenada football team. At the time, much information wasn't given to the public, but the Grenada football coach did say this statement. He was an outstanding young man and a great teammate. Grenada football coach Michael Fair told Claire and Ledger that there is no doubt he'll be truly missed by not only the football team, but the entire community. The Grenada was 4-0 when he had lost his life, having a game on the 26th, less than a week later. And just a week later, September 29, 2025, the local police department will make an arrest for Marion Henderson, Ryan Spencer, both 18, another 16-year-old suspect, and a 15-year-old suspect who wasn't identified because of their age.
Crime in Grenada.
These niggas are tripping.
16-year-old football player is murdered, and 4 juveniles are facing charges connected to the teen's death.
A 16-year-old Aiden Reno was found shot September 22nd near a neighborhood park in Grenada. He died on the scene. As WREG's Mike Sirianni reports, the murder has even seasoned law enforcement veterans puzzled.
How do we pay for all this?
God damn it. I got to get the motherfucking YouTube premium, bro. But these niggas in fucking Mississippi tripping. Like, if y'all ain't seen the other video on the family, go subscribe to the family for one, because them niggas be having that shit. But these niggas had, I think it was 3 homecoming shootings that got shot up, bro. 3 homecoming shootings got shot up. I think it was the same day, or like one day, then the next day. This shit is fucking crazy.
So we just want the community to know that what we're doing as a police department, as a city, is that we're staying on this case. And there's still some more work to be done.
Grenada, Mississippi Police Chief George Douglas confirming 4 suspects in the death of 16-year-old Aiden Reno. The Grenada high school football player was found shot here in this grassy field on Lee Street.
It looked like they was on
September
some bullshit.
22nd. He died here just feet from a neighborhood park.
The family is sad and they're brokenhearted over this. Of course, that's understandable.
The 4 suspects arrested in Reno's death are all males. Lamarian Henderson and Ryan Spencer are 18 years old. One suspect is 16 years old and one is 15 years old. 3 of the suspects are charged with first-degree murder. Ryan Spencer is charged with accessory after the fact. No motive for the teen's death has been given, but according to Chief Douglas, neighbors heard several gunshots on the night Reno was killed. The killing has left those neighbors shaken and Grenada city leaders deeply concerned.
Our mayor, our city manager, this police department, elected officials, the sheriff department.
Chief Douglas not losing sight of the fact that Aiden Reno's death comes just 2 weeks after Delta State University freshman Trey Reed also.
That was weird as fuck.
Quite concerned about the situation that happened with Mr. Reed also as well, and extend our support.
Hearing is set for all 4 suspects October 14th in Grenada Municipal Court.
They had their day in court by Tuesday, and by nightfall, at least 3 was out on bond. Leaving 1 currently behind bars. The municipal court, Judge James Jimmy Pete, first informed Assistant District Attorney Mike Howley from Mississippi 5th Circuit Court District, as well as the attorneys representing Brown and Spencer, that Henderson and Stewart, both of which were charged with first-degree murder, deliberated design, and had waived their rights to a predicate evidence to make you stand trial.
I thought he said something else. I'm tweaking.
Judge Banks then reduced you stand trial.
I thought he said something else. I'm tweaking.
Judge Banks then reduced the bond amount from $250,000 to $100,000. Lowered the bond and gave them a bond in the first place was because of the facts that was presented in front of them. It seemed like these kids might have a chance at self-defense. I'll tell you why. But nonetheless, this pissed the victim bomb off, which you'll later hear. You see, Detective Sergeant Chris Brown, yeah, that was his name, he had took the stand and answered questions regarding the nights of the victim's demise from both attorneys. Brown testified that the officers with the GPD responded to reports of shots fired in the area around 90 minutes prior to discovering the victim's body. It was also revealed that the shooting is believed to be the result of an alleged gun exchange gone bad, and that more than a dozen shell cases were collected for evidence.
Hey, I don't know if anybody in this motherfucker, but what's up with the trading guns shit? We ain't never do that.
A high-powered AR-15 style rifle, which is what the victim had died from a gunshot.
Am I gonna trade my gun? Fuck no.
And then once the victim's body was discovered, he had 2 paired pistols in both hands.
2 guns.
A brief summary of the hour-long testimony. And at that point, Brown's attorney later stated that his client acted in self-defense, saying that Brown and Stewart later made bond according to the city prosecutor, Robbie Willis Wilson. Spencer remains out on his initial $20,000 bond that he made shortly after being arrested on September 30th, while Henderson remains in custody behind bars. All 3 murder suspects, as mentioned, was arrested on the 29th, and all 4 are being charged as adults. A large crowd of the suspects' family and friends were present at the gallery as proceedings were held, and outside the courtroom was the victim's mom.
Into a murder of a 16-year-old high school football player from Grenada, Mississippi. Aiden Reno, who you see there, was found shot to death the night of September 22nd, and police soon charged 3 teens in his death. A preliminary hearing was held in Grenada this morning. WREG's Mike Soriani has been following the story.
The murder of 16-year-old Aiden Reno, with 4 teenagers charged in connection to his murder, continues to send shockwaves through this community. Tuesday's preliminary hearing providing little comfort for the victim's mother.
Everybody in there can look at their child, their brother. I can't look at mine.
Courtney Jones coping with the murder of her 16-year-old son, Aiden, a Grenada high school football player who died September 22nd from gunshot wounds. It was learned Tuesday that 18-year-old Lamarian Henderson and a 15-year-old suspect, who we are not identifying, waived their right to a preliminary hearing. Appearing in 14-year-old charged with first-degree murder. A relative of Spencer shocked by the charges against her cousin.
I don't believe it's anything to it on his behalf. He just got caught up in the mix at the wrong place at the wrong time.
During testimony,
that must be the accessory after the fact.
Investigators also said the suspects were together prior to Reno's death. It is alleged Reno was attempting to take a weapon from one of the suspects when shots were fired.
Like, that's crazy.
Reno had a weapon in each hand when he was found. Reno's mother trying to process Tuesday's testimony.
We're holding up good because God gets the last say. We don't have no power. My son shouldn't have did what he did, but he didn't deserve to die. God gets the last say.
Lord Jesus, if you believe that, you's a fucking retard. I mean, like, to a certain extent. Your son died with 2 voodoo. That's the real question. Not what would Jesus do. What would you do on my baby?
And the attorney for the 16-year-old charged says his client acted in self-defense.
No
Right.
prior criminal history, and he's being accused of this murder of very, very scant evidence. And so my concern is just the manner in which the police handled the investigation.
In Grenada, Mike Suriani, WREG News Channel 3.
Ryan Spencer is already out on bond. The other suspects have bonds ranging from $100,000 to $125,000. All 4 suspects will be bound over to the grand jury.
As far as that story, fam, that's pretty much it. And it's more developed, I keep you guys updated. Once again, we do want to say rest in peace to the victim and love and condolences.
Rest in peace to that nigga.
But since we here in Mississippi, fam, those who are interested, I figure I'd give you an update in regards to the mass shootings that happened over the weekend. The same authorities made multiple arrests. 4 people has been arrested in connection with the shooting spree at the Mississippi homecoming football game that killed 6 and injured more than a dozen, according to authorities. Tavion Powell, 29, William Bryant, 29, and Morgan Lattimore, 25, has been charged with capital murder.
Bro, these grown ass people, what the fuck they go shoot up a high school homecoming for?
Latoya Powell, 44, has been charged with attempt murder. Now, of course, we did this video just last episode. I'll leave the link in the bio. But earlier this week, the FBI had announced it was seeking the public's help in locating the 4 individuals connected with the shooting. The following Sunday, the FBI had released photos of 1 female and 3 males shown in surveillance video. Police say other arrests are pending. The shooting occurred around midnight on Main Street in Leland. Mayor John Lee previously told the Post the 4 victims who had died on the scene were identified by the coroner's office. And as of now, they're not saying a motive, but what we can point out is the big age difference. We're talking about adults.
These are fucking goofy.
But I figured I'd give you this update. And this mention, fam, you already know. There's more development of a young man who, according to his people, was an outstanding athlete in high school. 16 years old, gunned down, according to authorities, after allegedly a gun swap gone wrong. He allegedly trying to rob his crew for the firearm, and in return, he was gunned down, shot in his jaw, and allegedly with the firearm on each side. Sending prayers y'all way. Hey, fam, bucking somebody for their firearm ain't life.
That's crazy.
The risk don't outweigh the reward. Let me know how you guys feel about this one in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And today, I'll catch you.
That's fucking crazy. Shout out to the family on my baby. Because what the fuck was that?